Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English in Moments. I'm Elena, your host for today, and reminding you that every moment is an English moment, and every English moment is a chance to speak without fear. All right, let's get real for a moment. Have you ever felt like your English is, well, a bit too stiff? You've learned all the grammar rules, you know the vocabulary, but when it comes to truly sounding like a native speaker, like a real human, do you sometimes feel like something's missing? Perhaps your words are correct, but they don't quite flow naturally in everyday conversation. If that sounds familiar, then today's video is your game changer. We're not just going through words, we're unlocking the heart of authentic English. I'm talking about 150 essential phrases that native speakers actually use all the time, every single day. Imagine this. You wake up, grab a coffee, head to work or school, chat with friends, or meet someone new. What kind of English do you hear? What kind of English do you really need? It's not always about complex grammar or obscure vocabulary. It's about those natural, effortless phrases that make your conversation feel genuine, confident, and absolutely unrobotic. In this video, I'm going to do more than just list them. I'll explain exactly what each phrase means, how to use it, when it's appropriate, and give you real-life examples to make them stick. We'll explore these phrases together like friends having a chat. No pressure, just pure practical English to boost your confidence. Ready to transform your daily English? Let's dive in. Here are 150 essential daily English phrases explained to make them easy to understand and remember. What's up? This is a very common, super casual greeting that simply means, how are you? What's new? Or, is everything okay? It's a relaxed way to start a conversation. Use this with friends, family, or people you know well. It's too informal for a job interview or a very formal meeting. Example: you see your friend at school or at the office. You say, "Hey, what's up?" And a common reply might be, "Not much, just tired." You, or "Nothing much, just chilling." It's not about explaining your life story, it's just a friendly way to start talking. I love using this because it sounds very relaxed and people usually smile when they hear it. It makes the conversation comfortable. I'm just kidding. This phrase is used when you've said something that wasn't serious, a joke, or a playful lie, and you want to clarify that you weren't being serious. Use after making a joke, a teasing comment, or pretending to be serious about something. It helps avoid misunderstandings and keeps the mood light. Example: you say to your friend playfully, "You're always late for everything," and your friend looks a bit shocked or offended. You can quickly laugh and say, "Hey, I'm just kidding. Don't worry about it." It's a friendly way to show there is no need to get upset and that it was all in good fun. No worries. This is a very common and polite way of saying, "It's okay, don't worry about it," or "You're welcome." It conveys a relaxed and accommodating attitude. Use when someone apologizes for something small or when someone thanks you for something you've done. Example: someone says, "Sorry, I forgot to bring your book today." You can say, "No worries, you can bring it tomorrow. It's totally fine." Or if someone says, "Thank you for your help," you can reply, "No worries at all." It sounds kind, relaxed, and very natural. I'm not sure. This simple but strong phrase means you don't know the answer to a question, or you are undecided about something. Use when you genuinely don't have the information asked for, or when you need more time to think before giving a definite answer. It's always better to be honest than to guess randomly. Example: someone asks, "Do you know where Alex is right now?" You can say, I'm not sure. I haven't seen him today. Maybe he's in the library. Or, if asked, what do you want to eat? You might say, I'm not sure yet. I need a moment to decide. I'm on my way. This phrase means you have already left your current location and are traveling to the agreed upon destination. Use when you are about to arrive or are currently traveling to a meeting point. It's very common, especially in text messages or phone calls. Example, your friend texts, Hey, are you coming to the cafe? We're already here. You can quickly reply, Yep, I'm on my way. Should be there in 5 minutes. That sounds good. When someone suggests an idea, a plan, or something to do and you like it, this is the perfect phrase to show your agreement and enthusiasm. Use to accept a suggestion, agree with a plan, or show approval. Example. Your friend says, Let's go for lunch at 2 p.m. at that new Italian place. You can respond enthusiastically, Yeah, that sounds good. I'm hungry and I've wanted to try that place. It shows you agree and are interested. Let me think. This phrase is great when you need a few seconds to process a question, remember something, or make a decision. It signals that you're actively considering your response. Use when you need a moment to recall information, weigh options, or formulate an answer. It's a polite and calm way to show you are thinking. Example, someone asks, What's your favorite movie of all time? You might pause, then say, that's a tough one. Let me think. I think it's Inception, but The Shawshank Redemption is also amazing. I don't get it. This phrase is for when you completely don't understand something that has been explained or presented. Use when you are confused by an explanation, a joke, or a situation. And let me tell you, it's totally okay to not understand something and say this. That's how you learn and get clarification. Example. Your teacher explains a complex math problem and you're still confused. You can raise your hand and say, Excuse me, professor. I'm sorry, but I don't quite get it. Could you explain the last part again? Or if a friend tells a joke you don't find funny, you might just say, Huh? I don't get it. That makes sense. This is the opposite of I don't get it. It means, Oh, I understand now, or That's logical. You use it when something previously unclear suddenly becomes clear to you. Use after someone explains something and you grasp the concept or reasoning. It shows you understand and connect with what they have said. Example, your friend explains why she was late, detailing the unexpected traffic jam. You listen and say, Oh, that makes sense now. I thought you had forgotten about our meeting. Fingers crossed. We use this when we hope very much that something good will happen or that a desired outcome will occur. The gesture of crossing your fingers is often used simultaneously, used to express hope or good luck for someone else or for yourself in a situation where the outcome is uncertain. Example, your friend is going for a very important job interview. You say, Good luck with your interview. Fingers crossed for you to get the job. It's like saying, I hope everything goes well. I'm starving. This phrase means I am extremely hungry. It's a more expressive and dramatic way to say it than just, I'm hungry. Use when you are very hungry and eager to eat. It adds a bit of flair and urgency to your hunger. Example, you skipped breakfast and lunch, and now it's 3 p.m. You turn to your friend and say, with a dramatic sigh, Let's find some food. I'm absolutely starving. It sounds expressive and real, and it's up to you. This phrase is useful when you want to give the other person the power to decide, indicating that you are flexible and don't have a strong preference. Use when you are okay with whatever decision someone else makes, or when you want to put the choice in their hands. Example, you and your friend are choosing a movie to watch. She asks, Do you want to watch a comedy or a horror film tonight? You can say, hmm, I'm fine with either. It's totally up to you. It shows you are flexible and friendly. You've got this. This is one of my favorite motivational phrases. You say it to make someone feel brave, confident, and strong, assuring them they have the ability to succeed. Use to encourage someone who is facing a challenge, feeling nervous, or just needs a boost of confidence. Example: your friend is nervous before a big presentation or a challenging test. You put a hand on their shoulder and say, "Hey, don't worry. You've studied hard and you're prepared. You've got this." It's full of positive energy and support. That's a good point. Use this when someone says something smart, logical, or introduces a valid consideration that you hadn't thought of, and you agree with it. Use during discussions, debates, or brainstorming sessions when someone makes a valuable contribution. It shows respect and thanks for their idea. Example: you are having a discussion about a project plan, and your colleague suggests a way to save time that you hadn't considered. You nod and say, you know what? That's a really good point. I hadn't thought about it that way. I'm not feeling well. This phrase is a polite and gentle way to say you are feeling sick or unwell. It's generally preferred over simply saying, "I'm sick," as it's less direct and can imply a general feeling of malaise rather than a specific illness. Use when you are experiencing any kind of sickness, from a mild cold to just feeling under the weather, and you need to explain why you might be less active or need to rest. Example: you wake up with a headache and don't feel up to going to work today. You can call your boss and say, "Hi, I'm not feeling well today. I think I need to rest and won't be able to come in." People will understand and respond kindly. Take your time. This is a kind and patient phrase. It means the other person does not have to hurry, rush, or feel pressured. You are giving them permission to proceed at their own pace. Use when someone is struggling with a task, searching for something, or needs a moment to compose themselves. It's such a gentle and polite thing to say. It makes people feel calm and reduces stress. Example: your friend is looking for her keys in her messy bag and she says, "Oh no, I'm taking so long, you must be bored." You smile and say, "It's totally okay. No rush at all. Take your time." It depends. Use this phrase when the answer to a question is not fixed or straightforward. It can change depending on various conditions or circumstances. Use when a simple yes or no isn't sufficient, and the answer relies on specific factors. Example: someone asks, "Do you like spicy food?" You reply, it depends." If it's too spicy, then no, but a little bit of spice is definitely okay. It depends on the dish, too. It shows you think carefully before giving an answer and that your preference isn't absolute. "I'm used to it." This phrase means that something that might have been new, strange, or difficult before has now become normal, familiar, or easy for you. You have adapted to it. Use when explaining your comfort with a situation, a routine, or a type of food and activity that might seem unusual to others. Example: you move to a city with very cold winters and someone asks, "Isn't the weather too cold for you here?" You say, "It went hard at first, especially the snow, but now I'm used to it. I even enjoy winter sports." This shows you have adapted to the situation. That's enough. This phrase is strong but useful. Use it when something should stop now, whether it's an action, a conversation, or a behavior. It can be used to set a boundary. Use to stop undesirable behavior, to indicate you've had enough of something, e.g., food, talking, or to put an end to a situation. Be careful with your tone. It can be polite or very firm depending on the context. Example: two kids are fighting loudly over a toy, and you need them to stop immediately. You can say firmly, "Hey, that's enough. Both of you, stop right now." Or if someone keeps joking about a sensitive topic, you might say, "Okay, that's enough, please. I'm broke." This is a very casual and common way to say, "I have no money right now," or "I'm out of money." Use it with close friends or family when you need to explain why you can't spend money or join an expensive activity. It's honest and often used with a little laugh. Example: your friends want to go shopping at the mall for new clothes, and you say, "Oh, I'd love to come, but I'm completely broke until payday." I messed up. This phrase means I made a mistake, or I handled something poorly. It's an informal but direct way to admit error. Use it to confess a mistake, apologize for an error, or simply acknowledge that something didn't go as planned because of your actions. Example: you forgot to send an important email by the deadline. You say to your colleague, "Oh no, I completely messed up. I forgot to attach the file before sending." It shows you are taking responsibility in a very real way. It's not a big deal. This is something you say to reassure someone who is apologizing for a minor inconvenience or mistake, indicating that it's unimportant and they shouldn't worry about it. Use when someone apologizes for something small that didn't cause significant harm or trouble. It shows kindness and maturity. Example: someone accidentally steps on your foot in a crowded place and says, "Oh no, I'm so incredibly sorry." You can smile and say, "Don't worry about it at all. It's not a big deal." Better late than never. This is a wise little phrase that means it's better to do something, even if it's delayed, than to never do it at all. Use when something arrives or happens later than expected, but its arrival is still welcomed. It's friendly and shows you are not angry about the delay. Example: your friend finally arrives to the party an hour late, bringing a delicious cake. You smile and say, "Hey, better late than never. We're glad you made it, and the cake looks amazing. I can't wait." This phrase means you are super excited and eagerly anticipating something. You are finding it difficult to wait for it to happen. Used to express strong excitement about an upcoming event, a meeting, a trip, or anything you're looking forward to. It makes conversations more fun and energetic. Example: your birthday is coming soon, or you've booked a vacation next month. You say to your friend, "My trip to Japan is just 2 weeks away. I can't wait." I'm all ears. This is a friendly and enthusiastic way to say, "I am listening carefully," or "I'm ready to hear what you have to say." It shows you are giving someone your full attention. Use when someone indicates they want to share important information, a secret or a story. It shows you care and want to listen attentively. Example: your friend says, "I need to tell you something really important that happened today." You eagerly respond, "Okay, tell me everything. I'm all ears." Long time no see. This is a very common casual greeting used when you meet someone you haven't seen in a significant amount of time. It's informal and friendly. Use when you unexpectedly, or even expectedly but after a long break, run into an old friend, colleague, or acquaintance. Example: you run into an old classmate you haven't seen since high school at a coffee shop and exclaim, "Wow, David, long time no see. How have you been?" It's happy, casual, and full of good energy. I'll pass. This means, "No, thank you. I do not want it," or "I decline this offer." It's a polite and soft way to refuse something without being too direct or rude. Use when someone offers you food, a drink, an invitation, or a task, and you want to politely decline. Example: Someone offers you a slice of very spicy pizza, and you don't like spicy food. You smile and say, "Thanks so much for offering, but I'll pass on the spicy pizza today." You made my day. Say this when someone does something kind, thoughtful, or makes you feel incredibly happy, often unexpectedly. It means their action had a very positive impact on your mood for the entire day. Used to express sincere gratitude and joy when someone's action significantly brightens your day. Example: your friend surprises you with tickets to your favorite band's concert, which you thought were sold out. You hug them and say, "Oh my goodness, you made my day. Thank you so much." It's sweet and shows you are truly thankful. I'm in. This means, yes, I want to participate, or count me in. It's a quick, enthusiastic way to agree to join an activity or plan. Use when friends or colleagues are planning an activity and you want to confirm your participation. Example: your friends are planning a spontaneous road trip for the weekend, and someone asks, "Who wants to come along?" You quickly say, "Absolutely. I'm in." It's quick and full of energy. Same here. Use this when you want to say you agree with someone, feel the same way they do, or are in the same situation. It's a concise way to express shared sentiment. Use when you identify with someone's feeling, experience, or opinion. Example: your friend says after a long week, "Ugh, I'm so tired today. I just want to relax." You reply, nodding your head, "Same here. I could sleep for a week." It's short and sounds very natural. "I'll give it a try." Say this when you are not entirely sure you will succeed or enjoy something, but you are willing to make an attempt or experience it. It shows an open-minded attitude. Use when offered a new food, an unfamiliar activity, or a challenging task. Example: someone offers you a piece of unusual food you've never tried, or asks you to try dancing a new style. You might say, I've never done it before, but it looks interesting. I'll give it a try." It's brave and open-minded. You're kidding. This is a way to express surprise, disbelief, or shock, similar to "really?" or "I can't believe it." It's often used with an exclamation mark, indicating strong emotion. Use when someone tells you surprising or unbelievable news, whether it's good or bad. Example: your friend says, "You won't believe it, but I met a famous movie star at the grocery store today." You respond wide-eyed, "You're kidding. No way. Who was it?" It adds emotion to what you say and shows your reaction. Hang in there. This phrase is used to give strength, encouragement, and support to someone who is having a difficult time, telling them not to give up. Use when a friend or colleague is going through a tough period, feeling discouraged, or facing a challenge that seems overwhelming. Example: your friend is tired and wants to quit studying for an exam. You say, "Hey, I know it's tough right now, but hang in there. You're almost done with this chapter and then you can take a break." It gives strength and hope. It's not my thing. This phrase means I don't really like it, I'm not interested in it, or it's not something I enjoy doing. It's a polite and softer way to express disinterest than saying, "I hate it." Use when someone asks about your preferences for an activity, hobby, or type of entertainment, and you want to politely decline or state your lack of interest. Example: someone asks if you like horror movies. You can politely say, "Horror movies aren't really my thing. I prefer comedies or action films." It's worth it. Say this when something is difficult, takes a lot of effort, or is expensive, but the result or experience is good, valuable, or rewarding, making the effort worthwhile. used to justify an investment of time, money, or effort, or to reassure someone that a difficult task will have a good outcome. Example: you go on a long, challenging hike in the mountains, but the view from the top is absolutely breathtaking. You say, wow, that was a tough climb, but the scenery is incredible. It's totally worth it. It shows positive thinking and appreciation. I'll keep you posted. Use this when you promise to tell someone new information or updates about a situation as soon as you have them. Use when you are waiting for information, a decision, or an event to occur, and you want to assure someone that you will inform them when something changes. Example: your friend asks, did the airline say when your delayed package will finally arrive? You reply, not yet. They're still investigating, but I'll keep you posted as soon as I hear anything. It shows you care and will update them. Speak of the devil. We say this, often with a hint of amusement, when the person you were just talking about, or who you were hoping to see, unexpectedly appears. Use when the subject of your conversation walks into the room or calls you right after you've mentioned them. It's a playful and fun way to acknowledge the coincidence. Example: you and your friend are chatting, wondering aloud, I wonder where Sarah is. She was supposed to be here by now. Suddenly, Sarah walks in and you both exclaim, speak of the devil. We were just talking about you. On the same page. This means you and another person or a group agree or understand things in exactly the same way. You have a shared understanding or perspective. Used to confirm alignment, agreement, or mutual understanding, especially in a collaborative setting. Example: in a group project meeting, after discussing roles and deadlines, you ask, okay, so are we all on the same page about who's doing what for the presentation and when it's due? Your teammate says, yes, definitely, we're on the same page. It makes sure everyone agrees. Break the ice. Use this when you do or say something to make people feel more comfortable, less nervous, and more willing to talk, especially in a new or awkward social situation. Use at the beginning of a meeting, a party, or any gathering where people might not know each other well. It helps start a friendly conversation. Example: at a meeting where you meet new people, the host tells a small, funny story to break the ice and get everyone laughing and chatting. Hit the sack. A casual, informal way to say you are going to bed or going to sleep. The sack refers to a bed. Use it with friends or family when you are tired and ready to go to sleep. Example: it's late, you've had a very long day, and you're exhausted. You yawn and say, well, it's past midnight and I'm exhausted. Time to hit the sack. It's common among friends. Call it a day. This means to stop working, studying, or doing a particular activity for now, usually because it's the end of the day or you've accomplished enough. Use at the end of a workday, a long study session, or any task you're ready to conclude for the time being. Example: you have been studying for hours in the library. Your eyes are tired. You stretch, pack your books, and say to yourself or a study partner, okay, I think I've done enough for today. Let's call it a day. It's a natural way to end a task. Cut to the chase. This means to get to the important point or the main topic without unnecessary introductions, details, or extra talk. It implies a desire for directness. Use when you want someone to stop beating around the bush and directly address the main issue, or when you yourself want to be direct. Example: in a long meeting, someone is talking in circles. You might politely interject, excuse me, but can we cut to the chase? What's the main proposal here and what's our budget? It saves time and focuses the discussion. Spill the beans. Use this when you want someone to tell a secret, reveal a surprise, or share information they've been keeping quiet. Use when you're curious and want to hear a secret or the full story from someone who knows it. It's often used playfully. Example: you know your friends are planning a surprise party for someone, and you're dying to know the details. You say playfully, "Come on, I can't wait anymore. Spill the beans." What's the big surprise? It's playful and excited. The ball is in your court. This idiom means it's now someone else's turn to take action, make a decision, or respond in a situation. It implies that you've done your part. Use when you've completed your part of a task, negotiation, or discussion, and the next move is up to the other person. Example: you have made your offer to a client and sent them all the necessary documents. You might then say, "I've sent over the proposal, so now the ball is in your court to review and respond." It's often used when talking about agreements or responsibilities. Under the weather. A polite and common way to say you are feeling slightly sick, unwell, or not your usual healthy self. It's a milder way of saying, "I'm sick." Use when you have a mild cold, feel a bit tired, or just generally unwell, and you need to explain why you're not at your best. Example: if you don't feel well enough to go to work or an event, you might text, "I'm feeling a bit under the weather today, so I won't be able to make it." It's softer and more generally understood than just, "I'm sick." Bite the bullet. Use this when you decide to do something difficult, unpleasant, or painful that you've been avoiding because you know it needs to be done. Use when you need to gather courage to face an uncomfortable or unwanted task. Example: you really hate going to the dentist for a root canal, but you know you have to. You sigh and say, "Ugh, I need to bite the bullet and finally make that dentist appointment." It shows courage and resolve. Hit the nail on the head. This means to describe exactly what is causing a situation or problem, or to say something that is perfectly accurate and insightful. Use when someone makes a very precise observation, a keen insight, or offers a perfectly correct solution or explanation. It's a compliment on their good idea or understanding. Example: your friend explains exactly why the team project stopped progressing, highlighting the communication breakdown. You say, "Wow, you totally hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what's been going wrong." Go the extra mile. This means to do more than what is expected or required, to put in extra effort or care. Used to praise someone for their dedication, hard work, or willingness to exceed expectations. Example: your coworker stayed late for several nights and even worked over the weekend to help you finish a critical presentation. You say, "Thank you so much for going the extra mile on this project. I really appreciate your help." People love being recognized for their effort. Twist someone's arm. This means to convince someone to do something they were initially reluctant to do, often through persuasion or friendly pressure. Use when you successfully persuade someone to agree to something after they initially resisted. It's a fun, slightly informal way to say you convinced them. Example: your friend initially said they were too busy to join the weekend hike, but after you described how beautiful the trail was, they agreed. You joke, "I can't believe you managed to twist her arm to come hiking with us." Cost an arm and a leg. A very common and colorful idiom to say something is extremely expensive, implying that you'd have to pay a huge amount of money for it. Use when discussing the high price of goods, services, or experiences. Example: I saw that new sports car at the dealership. It looks amazing, but it must cost an arm and a leg. It emphasizes the high price. Keep your chin up. This is an encouraging phrase used to tell someone to stay positive, cheerful, and hopeful, especially when they are feeling sad, discouraged, or facing difficulties. Used to offer emotional support and encouragement to a friend, family member, or colleague who is going through a tough time. Example: your friend just received some bad news about a job application. You say, I know it's tough right now, but don't give up. Keep your chin up, something better will come along. It shows genuine support. Hold on a second. A polite and common way to ask someone to wait just a moment, often while you complete a small task or gather your thoughts. Use in conversations, phone calls, or situations where you need a brief pause. It's friendlier and more natural than just saying, wait. Example: on a phone call, you say, hold on a second, I just need to grab that file from my desk. I'll be right back. Out of the blue. This idiom means something happens unexpectedly without any warning or prior indication. It comes as a complete surprise. Use when describing an event, a call, a visit, or any occurrence that was entirely unanticipated. Example: I hadn't heard from my old college roommate in years, and then out of the blue, he called me last night to catch up. It highlights the surprising nature of the event. Against the clock. This means you are working with very little time remaining under a strict deadline, and there's pressure to finish quickly. Use when describing a situation where time is a critical factor, and there's a sense of urgency. Example: we're racing against the clock to finish this important client report by the 5 p.m. deadline. Everyone's working extra fast. It clearly conveys urgency. Better safe than sorry. This is a wise piece of advice, meaning it's better to be careful, take precautions, or act conservatively to avoid potential problems, even if it seems unnecessary at the moment. Used to justify taking a cautious approach or to advise someone to be prudent. Example: you might decide to take an umbrella with you even if the sky is clear just in case it rains. You explain, it's not raining yet, but better safe than sorry, right? It's practical advice. Just a heads up. Use this to give someone a quick warning, a brief notice, or a simple piece of advance information about something that's going to happen or change. Use to provide a friendly, informal pre-notification so people aren't caught off guard or surprised. Example: you might say to a colleague, just a heads up, the meeting location got moved to conference room B for tomorrow's session. It's friendly and respectful preparing people. In a nutshell, this means, in summary, to put it simply, or briefly. You use it when you want to provide a very concise overview of something complex. Use after a long explanation, a detailed discussion, or when you need to quickly summarize the main points. It's a neat way to conclude talking about something. Example: after explaining a complicated new company policy, you say, so in a nutshell, we need to complete the new safety training module by the end of the month. Bend over backwards. Use this to describe making a great, often extraordinary effort to help someone, to please them, or to achieve a goal. It implies going above and beyond. Used to express deep gratitude for someone's exceptional effort or to describe your own extensive efforts. Example: thank you so much for helping me move apartments last weekend. You really bent over backwards to help me, and I couldn't have done it without you. It shows deep thanks for someone's effort. Piece of cake. This means something is very easy to do, implying little to no effort is required. Use when you've successfully completed a simple task or when you want to describe a task as being effortless. Example: after finishing a simple coding problem or a straightforward assignment, You smile confidently and say, "That coding problem was a piece of cake. I finished it in 10 minutes." People will understand you found it easy. Hit the books, a fun, informal way to say you are going to study hard, usually for a test or exam. Use when talking about a period of intense studying. Example, exam season arrives and your friend asks you to go out. You tell them somewhat regretfully, "Sorry, I can't tonight. I really have to hit the books if I want to pass this history exam." It's casual and quickly understood by students. Speak your mind. This means to be honest and say what you really think or feel without hesitation or fear of consequence. Use to encourage someone to be frank or to describe someone who is direct and open with their opinions. Example, in a brainstorming session for a new product, you encourage your team. Don't be shy. Please speak your mind. All ideas are welcome, no matter how wild they seem. It creates a safe place for honest ideas. Call the shots. This means to be the person making the important decisions, giving orders, or being in charge. Used to identify who has the authority or control in a given situation or organization. Example, in a group project, you might joke, "I'll let Sarah call the shots on the design, since she's the expert in graphic arts." It clearly indicates who is in charge of that specific area. On thin ice. Use this when someone is in a risky, precarious situation where they are likely to get into trouble or suffer negative consequences if they make another mistake. Use to warn someone about their behavior or to describe someone who is close to getting into trouble. Example, your friend forgot to pay his rent again for the second month in a row. You warn him seriously, "Be careful. You're really on thin ice with your landlord. He might evict you soon." It shows they need to be extremely careful. Up in the air. This means something is not yet decided or settled. It's still uncertain or unresolved. Use when plans, decisions, or outcomes are still pending and there's no definite answer yet. Example, when asked about your weekend plans, you shrug. "They're still totally up in the air right now. I'll let you know once my sister confirms if she's coming to visit." It shows uncertainty. Off the hook. Use this when someone is freed from a difficult situation, responsibility, a promise, or blame. Use when you or someone else avoids punishment, a difficult task, or an obligation. Example, you were supposed to give a presentation at work, but you got sick, and your boss kindly took over for you. You sigh in relief. "Woo, I'm off the hook for that presentation. My boss covered for me." Hit the road. A lively, informal way to say you are leaving a place or starting a journey, often a road trip. Use when you're ready to depart, especially after preparing for a trip. It feels exciting and full of energy. Example, after packing the car for a long-awaited road trip, you cheer to your friends. "All right, everybody in, all set, let's hit the road." Fly off the handle. This describes someone suddenly getting very angry, losing their temper quickly and dramatically. Used to describe an instant, uncontrolled outburst of anger. Example, when he saw that someone had spilled coffee all over his important report, he just flew off the handle and started shouting. It's a clear and strong way to say someone got very angry very quickly. Go with the flow. This means to be flexible, adaptable, and relaxed, accepting whatever happens or whatever plans are made without resistance. Use when you are open to changes in plans or when you want to encourage someone else to be less rigid. Example, if your plans for the day change unexpectedly due to bad weather, you laugh and say, "No worries, it's fine. let's just go with the flow and find something else fun to do indoors. It helps keep things relaxed. Pull someone's leg. To tease or joke with someone in a playful way, often by telling them something untrue to see their reaction. It's meant to be harmless fun. Use when you are playfully deceiving someone or when someone is doing this to you. Example, you tell a friend, I heard you won the lottery and are moving to a private island. And when they react with shock or excitement, you smile. Ha ha ha, I'm just pulling your leg. It's lighthearted fun. By the book. This means to do something strictly according to the rules, regulations, or established procedures, leaving no room for deviation. Use when emphasizing strict adherence to rules, especially in professional or official contexts. Example, your manager says, make sure the financial audit is done completely by the book. We can't afford any mistakes. It means exactly following all rules and procedures. Give me a break. A versatile expression used to show you don't believe something, you are frustrated, or you think something is unfair or ridiculous, like, come on, that's too much. Use when someone makes an unreasonable demand, an unbelievable statement, or when you feel unfairly treated. It can be used playfully or seriously. Example, your friend jokes that you never cook, but you've actually made dinner 5 nights in a row. You laugh and say, give me a break. I'm practically a chef now. I cooked all week. Use it when something feels unfair or hard to believe. Out of hand. When something gets out of control, becomes unmanageable, or escalates beyond what's acceptable. Used to describe a situation, behavior, or discussion that has become disorderly or chaotic. Example, a small talk about a minor disagreement in a meeting turns into a heated argument. You intervene and say, guys, this is getting out of hand. Let's calm down and talk respectfully. Use it to ask for orders. Let's get down to business. This means let's stop wasting time with small talk or distractions and start focusing on the main task or serious work. Use at the beginning of a meeting, a work session, or any time you need to transition from casual conversation to productive work. Example, in a study group, after chatting for a bit about the weekend, you say, all right, everyone, let's get down to business. Time to review chapters 3 and 4 for the exam. Great for changing from casual talk to focus. Play it by ear. To decide your plan or course of action as you go without a fixed, predetermined idea. You'll adapt based on how the situation unfolds. Use when you want to remain flexible and not commit to specific plans, preferring to decide spontaneously. Example, your friend asks about your plans for the weekend, but you're not sure about the weather. You say, let's play it by ear. If it's sunny, we'll go hiking. If not, we'll grab coffee nearby. Perfect when plans are flexible. Rain check. A polite way to decline an invitation or an offer for now, but with the intention of accepting it at a later time. Use when you're genuinely interested in an activity but can't make it at the proposed time, and you want to reschedule. Example, your friend invites you to dinner tonight, but you are very tired and had a long day. You reply, oh, that sounds lovely, but I'm exhausted. Can I take a rain check? How about next Thursday instead? It shows you are interested, just not able at that moment. Sit tight. This means to wait patiently and remain in your current location or situation without moving or making any changes. Use when you want someone to wait calmly for something to happen or for further instructions. Example, on a customer support call, the agent says, please sit tight while I transfer you to the technical support department. It might take a moment. Use it when someone needs to wait without doing anything. Step up your game to improve your performance, efforts, or skill level to do better than you are currently doing. Use to encourage someone to improve or to acknowledge that a higher level of effort is required. Example, your teammate says during a sports match, "If we want to win this match, we really need to step up our game in the second half." It encourages better effort and performance. Take it with a grain of salt. This means to listen to a piece of information or advice, but to treat it with skepticism, not taking it completely seriously or literally because it might not be entirely accurate or true. Use when you receive information that you suspect might be exaggerated, biased, or unverified. Great for when you are careful about believing something fully. Example, someone shares a rumor about your favorite celebrity. You say, I'll take that with a grain of salt until I hear it from a reliable news source. The icing on the cake. An extra good thing that makes an already good situation or achievement even better or more special. It's an added bonus. Used to describe a positive additional element that enhances an already positive experience. Example, you got a promotion at work, which was fantastic, and then on top of that, your boss bought you lunch to celebrate. You say, the promotion was amazing, and the free celebratory lunch was really the icing on the cake. Use it to show a pleasant bonus. Throw in the towel. This means to give up, admit defeat, or surrender. It comes from boxing, where a fighter's corner throws in a towel to signal surrender. Use when you have tried repeatedly and can no longer continue, or when you decide to stop trying to solve a problem. Example, after hours struggling with a difficult jigsaw puzzle, unable to find the last few pieces, you sigh and say, "Okay, I'll throw in the towel. Let's look up the solution online." Use it when you have decided to stop trying. Touch base. To briefly check in, make contact, or update someone about something. It's a quick, informal meeting or conversation. Used to arrange a short follow-up discussion, often in a professional or semi-professional context. Example, before the weekend, you email a colleague. Let's touch base on the project status on Monday morning. Just a quick chat. It's a professional yet friendly way to connect. Up to speed. This means fully informed, completely updated, or having all the current information about a situation or topic. Use when you need to update someone on recent developments or when you confirm that someone is fully informed. Example, when a new team member joins, you say, "I'll spend the first hour bringing you up to speed on what we did last quarter and where we are now." Great for training or updating someone. Water under the bridge. Something that happened in the past, often a disagreement or a negative event that is now resolved, forgiven, or no longer important. It's past and done with. Used to indicate that past issues or conflicts are no longer relevant and should not be brought up again. Example, you and your friend had a small argument last month, but now you've apologized and are friends again. You say, "Let's not worry about that old fight. It's all water under the bridge now." It shows you have moved on. Wear your heart on your sleeve to openly show your feelings and emotions, making them obvious to others rather than hiding them. Used to describe someone who is very emotionally expressive and doesn't try to conceal their feelings. Example, your friend says she's not afraid to cry during sad movies and often shares her feelings openly. You comment, "She really wears her heart on her sleeve." You always know how she's feeling. Use it to describe someone who shows emotions easily. You snooze, you lose. This is a playful but firm warning, meaning that if you hesitate, delay, or are too slow, someone else will take the opportunity, or you will miss out. Use to encourage someone to act quickly, or to explain why an opportunity was missed. Example: tickets for a popular concert go on sale at 10 a.m. You warn your friend, make sure you're online right at 10 because if you snooze, you lose. They'll sell out instantly. Use it in a fun way to ask someone to act fast. Whole 9 yards. This means everything, all of it, the complete thing, or every possible aspect. Use when you want to emphasize that something includes every single detail or component. Example: you planned a surprise party with elaborate decorations, a huge custom cake, a DJ with fantastic music, special lighting, the whole 9 yards. Use it when you have done everything possible. Zip your lip. A lighthearted, informal, and somewhat playful way to tell someone to be quiet or to stop talking, especially when they're about to reveal a secret. Use to playfully silence someone or to tell them to keep a secret. Example: when your sister is about to tell your parents about the surprise birthday gift you bought, you quickly whisper to her, "Zip your lip, don't ruin the surprise." It's informal and fun. Zero in on. To focus exactly and precisely on something, often to identify or target a specific detail, problem, or goal. Use when you need to concentrate efforts or attention on a very specific area. Example: during a research project, you say to your team, "Okay, let's zero in on the customer feedback section first. That's where we'll find the most critical insights." Great for finding specific tasks or areas of focus. Cross that bridge when you come to it. This means to deal with a potential problem or challenge only if and when it actually happens, rather than worrying about it in advance. Use to advise someone to avoid unnecessary worry about future uncertain problems. Example: you are worried about how you'll pay next month's rent even though you still have your current paycheck. A friend reminds you, "Don't stress about that yet. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it." This helps avoid unnecessary worry. A win-win situation. A situation or an agreement where all parties involved benefit or are satisfied, with no one losing out. Used to describe a negotiation or outcome where everyone achieves a positive result. Example: you make a deal with your neighbor to share gardening tools. You both save money and have access to more equipment. You say this is a perfect win-win situation. Use it to describe good results for everyone. See eye to eye. This means you agree completely with someone. You have the same opinion or perspective on something. Use when discussing opinions or plans and confirming mutual agreement. Example: when it comes to our marketing strategy, Sarah and I really see eye to eye. We always agree on the best approach. Use it when two or more people share the same idea. Birds of a feather flock together. This is short for the proverb, "birds of a feather flock together," meaning that people who are similar in character, interests, or background tend to associate with each other. Used to comment on why certain individuals or groups spend time together, emphasizing their shared characteristics. Example: look at those two. They both love hiking, camping, and rock climbing. Definitely birds of a feather. Use it to show shared interests or qualities. Back to the drawing board. Very similar to go back to square one. This idiom means that a plan or attempt has failed, and you need to start over from the beginning with a new approach. Use when a project, idea, or plan doesn't work out as intended, and a fresh start is required. Example: our first test version of the new software didn't work as expected, so it looks like it's back to the drawing board to rethink our strategy. It shows you are ready to rethink and try again. Blow off steam to release stress, anger, or strong feelings by doing something active or engaging in a relaxing activity. Use when talking about ways to distress, relax, or vent frustrations in a healthy manner. Example: after that hard and frustrating meeting, I felt so stressed, so I went for a long run to blow off steam. Great for talking about ways to relax. In the blink of an eye. This means something happens extremely quickly, almost instantaneously. Used to emphasize the speed or suddenness of an event. Example: the concert tickets were so popular, they sold out completely in the blink of an eye. Use it to show how fast or sudden something was. Keep an eye on. To watch something or someone carefully, to monitor, or to look after something temporarily. Use when asking someone to supervise something or to pay close attention to a situation. It's polite and useful for asking someone to watch things. Example: could you please keep an eye on my bag for a minute while I quickly go to the restroom? Know the ropes. To understand how things work, how to do a specific job, or how to navigate a particular situation because you have experience. Used to describe someone experienced and competent in a task, or to explain that someone needs to learn the procedures. Example: don't worry too much when you start a new job. By the end of the training period, you'll know the ropes around here perfectly. Use it when someone has learned procedures, like clockwork. When something happens exactly as planned, regularly and precisely on time without any issues or delays. Used to describe reliability, consistency, and perfect timing. Example: our morning team meeting starts at 9 a.m. sharp every day, like clockwork. It shows reliability and consistency. On the fence. Being undecided between two choices or options, having not yet committed to one side or the other. Use when you are unable to make a decision or when you are expressing neutrality. Example: I'm still on the fence about which university course to take next year. Both options seem equally good. Use it when you have not decided yet. Raise the bar. To set a higher standard, a more ambitious goal, or to improve the quality of something beyond its previous level. Use when someone's performance or a new development elevates expectations or achieves a new level of excellence. Example: with her record-breaking sale this quarter, she really raised the bar for the entire sales team. We all need to work harder. Use it when someone does better than expected. Pull yourself together to become calm and regain control of your emotions, thoughts, or actions, especially after being upset, stressed, or disorganized. Use to encourage someone to calm down, compose themselves, or become more organized, often in a firm but supportive way. Example: after receiving some very stressful news, you take a deep breath, close your eyes for a moment, and tell yourself, okay, pull yourself together. You need to think clearly now. It encourages someone to calm down, shoot for the stars, to aim for a very high, ambitious, or difficult goal, to strive for the best possible outcome. Use to encourage someone to dream big, be ambitious, and not limit their potential. Example: my mentor always told me to shoot for the stars in my career and never settle for less than my best. It encourages big dreams and aspirations. Strike a balance. To find a middle way or a harmonious compromise between two different or opposing things, ensuring neither is neglected or overemphasized. Use when trying to manage two conflicting priorities or aspects of life. Example: it's tough, but I'm constantly trying to strike a balance between my demanding work life and getting enough rest and relaxation. Use it when you want an even mix of things. Take it easy. A versatile phrase meaning to relax, don't work too hard, don't worry, or to say goodbye informally. Used to give friendly advice about relaxation to tell someone not to overexert themselves or as a casual farewell. Example: you've been studying nonstop for 2 weeks. Take it easy this evening. You deserve a break. It's kind and friendly advice as a goodbye. All right, gotta go. Take it easy. Under your belt. To have achieved or experienced something successfully, giving you valuable experience or a credential. It implies something is now completed and adds to your qualifications. Use when discussing accomplishments, acquired skills, or completed projects. Example: once you have successfully completed this big project under your belt, you'll feel so much more confident in your abilities. Great for talking about successes or achievements. Wear many hats. To have several different jobs, roles, or duties simultaneously, often indicating versatility and responsibilities. Used to describe someone who juggles multiple responsibilities or roles, particularly in small organizations or startups where people have diverse tasks. Example: in a small startup like ours, everyone has to wear many hats. One day I'm coding, the next I'm doing customer support. Use it to describe doing many things at once. Zero tolerance. A policy or attitude that strictly prohibits a certain behavior or action, allowing for no exceptions or leniency. Any violation will result in consequences. Use when discussing strict rules, disciplinary policies, or a firm stance against something. Example: our company has a zero tolerance policy for workplace harassment. Any incidents will be dealt with immediately and severely. It's firm and clear about rules. You hit the jackpot. To have great luck, unexpected success, or to find something highly valuable or desirable, similar to winning a lottery jackpot. Use when someone experiences significant good fortune, discovers something amazing, or achieves a major success. Example: she had been searching for an affordable apartment in the city for months, and then she found this perfect place. She really hit the jackpot. It's a happy phrase used when something wonderful happens. Put your money where your mouth is. To prove the sincerity of your words or beliefs by backing them up with action, resources, or financial commitment. Use when challenging someone to act on their claims or when showing that you are serious about your promises. Example: if you truly believe in this environmental cause, then put your money where your mouth is and donate to the local charity. Use it when you ask someone to do what they say they believe. Go back to square one. Very similar to back to the drawing board. This idiom means to start over from the very beginning after a previous attempt has failed, typically because a problem has arisen. Use when a plan or project encounters an insurmountable obstacle, requiring a complete restart. Example: we spent weeks developing that feature, but a major compatibility issue just arose, so it looks like it's back to square one for that part of the project. Use it when you have to return to the very start of a plan. Pull out all the stops. This means to do everything you can, using all available resources and efforts to achieve something, especially for an important event or goal. Use whenever you want to show maximum effort, exceptional dedication, or the deployment of all available resources. Example: our team truly pulled out all the stops to launch the new app on time. We worked overtime, did extra testing, and everyone contributed their best. Go the distance. This means to continue until the end, even if it is difficult, challenging, or takes a long time. It implies perseverance. Use talking about staying strong, completing a difficult journey or task, or lasting through a tough period. Example: she knew the marathon would be tough, but she was determined to train hard and go the distance, crossing that finish line. Up in the air. This means undecided, uncertain, or still unresolved. The situation is not final. Use when plans or decisions are not final and might change. Example: our travel plans for the summer are still up in the air. We haven't decided on a destination yet. Keep your cool. This means to stay calm, composed, and rational, especially when you are under pressure, stressed, or in a difficult situation. Use in stressful, tense, or heated situations where maintaining composure is important. Example: when the angry client started shouting, I just kept my cool, listened patiently, and tried to resolve the issue calmly. Play with fire. This means to take dangerous, foolish, or unnecessary risks that could lead to serious negative consequences. Use warning someone about something risky or describing a risky action. Example: if you keep sharing private company information on social media, you're really playing with fire. You could lose your job. On the ball, this means alert, quick to understand and react, competent and well-informed. It implies readiness and efficiency. Use praising someone who is paying attention, is highly competent, or is good at their job. Example: our new project manager, Janet, is really on the ball. She solved that complex problem before anyone else even noticed it. Go out on a limb. This means to take a risk by saying or doing something that is unusual, controversial, or that others might not agree with, potentially putting yourself in a vulnerable position. Use describing a brave or unconventional action, opinion, or prediction. Example: I'll go out on a limb and predict that our stock prices will double this quarter, even though no one else believes it. Throw in the towel. This means to give up, admit defeat, or surrender, often after a period of struggle. Use when someone quits an effort or admits they can no longer continue or win. Example: after 3 tries to fix his old car, he finally threw in the towel and decided to buy a new one. Face the music. This means to accept the unpleasant consequences or bad results of your actions, to take responsibility for something you've done wrong. Use encouraging responsibility, accountability, or confronting inevitable negative outcomes. Example: you repeatedly missed the project deadline and ignored your boss's warnings, so now it's time to face the music and explain why. Jack of all trades. This means someone who is skilled in many different areas or has a wide variety of abilities, but not necessarily an expert in any single one. The full saying is Jack of all trades, master of none. Use describing people who can do many different things competently, often useful in diverse roles. Example: my colleague Sarah is a real jack of all trades. She can do graphic design, some basic coding, and even organize company events flawlessly. No strings attached. This means without any hidden conditions, obligations, or special duties attached to an offer or a gift, it's given freely. Use when offering or accepting something freely, emphasizing that there are no hidden expectations. Example: he offered me a free sample of his new product, telling me it came with no strings attached, no pressure to buy later. Jump on the bandwagon. This means to join others in doing something that has become popular or successful, often because it's trendy rather than out of genuine interest. Use talking about trends, popular movements, or people following a crowd. Example: everyone's suddenly putting money into that new cryptocurrency. Don't be the last to jump on the bandwagon. Make ends meet. This means to earn just enough money to pay for basic living expenses, rent, food, bills, without going into debt. Use discussing tight budgets, financial struggles, or simply managing household finances. Example: with the cost of living so high these days, it's really hard for many families to make ends meet for some months. Read between the lines. This means to understand the hidden meaning, implied message, or unspoken truth in what someone says or writes, rather than just the literal words. Use encouraging a deeper understanding beyond the obvious words, especially when communication is indirect. Example: he didn't explicitly say he was upset about the decision, but reading between the lines of his email, you could tell he was very disappointed. Off the cuff. This means without planning, spontaneously or extemporaneously. Something done off the cuff is improvised. Use describing unplanned comments, speeches, or actions. Example: the CEO had to give a speech at the last minute, and she delivered a brilliant presentation completely off the cuff. Steal someone's thunder. This means to take credit for someone else's idea, achievement, or work, or to spoil their special moment by doing or saying something that draws attention away from them. Use describing someone taking praise that rightfully belongs to another, or revealing something too early and ruining a surprise. Example: John announced our shared project's success at the meeting before I had a chance to speak. He totally stole my thunder. Take with a grain of salt. This phrase is used when you should view a piece of information or advice carefully or not believe it completely because it might not be entirely true, accurate, or objective. Use when information might be exaggerated, biased, or unverified. Example: I heard she's moving abroad next month, but I'll take that rumor with a grain of salt until I hear it directly from her. Under the radar. This means without attracting much attention, notice, or scrutiny, often done secretly or discreetly. Use describing secret actions, discrete movements, or achievements that were not widely known or recognized. Example: they managed to launch that new product feature completely under the radar, surprising all their competitors. Weather the storm. This means to survive a difficult, challenging, or dangerous period of time, often involving financial or personal hardship. Use talking about enduring and getting through hard problems or crises. Example: the small business managed to weather the storm during the economic recession by cutting costs and working tirelessly. Your guess is as good as mine. This means I don't know either, or I have no idea just like you. It implies mutual uncertainty. Use showing that you are also unsure about something that has been asked. Example: who do you think will win the football game tonight? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. It could go either way. Break the bank. This means it costs a lot of money, so much so that it could exhaust all of one's financial resources or even cause financial ruin. Use when something is very expensive, often implying it's beyond one's budget. Example: that fancy designer bag might break the bank if I buy it right now, so I'm saving up slowly. Come rain or shine. This means no matter what happens, regardless of the circumstances or weather conditions, it indicates unwavering commitment. Use to show you are committed to doing something irrespective of external factors. Example: we meet for our morning run every Sunday at 7 a.m., come rain or shine. Nothing stops us. Cut someone some slack. This means to be less critical, less strict, or more lenient with someone, giving them a break or a bit more leeway. Use when you want others to be more understanding and forgiving of someone's mistakes or difficulties. Example: please cut me some slack today. I've been working on 3 difficult projects this week and I'm exhausted. Drop the ball. This means to make a mistake, to fail to do something important or expected, or to mishandle a situation. Use when someone fails to meet an expectation. Example: I totally dropped the ball on that report deadline. I got distracted and completely forgot about it. I'm so sorry. Easy does it. This means slow down, be careful, proceed gently, or take things slowly. It's an instruction to act with caution. Use when you want someone to handle something fragile, to move slowly, or to be gentle. Example: easy does it with that old fragile vase. Don't drop it. Or, when you're starting a new exercise routine, easy does it at first. Fish out of water. This means to feel uncomfortable, awkward, or out of place in a new, unfamiliar, or unsuitable situation. Use when describing someone who feels like they don't belong or are not in their natural element. Example: I felt like a total fish out of water at that very formal black tie gala, dressed in my casual clothes. Go bananas. This means to go crazy, become very excited, very angry, or very enthusiastic in an unrestrained way. Use when describing extreme excitement, wild behavior, or being very upset. Example: the crowd went absolutely bananas when the lead singer finally came on stage and started performing. Hold your horses. This means wait a moment, be patient, or slow down. It's a slightly old-fashioned but still common idiom to tell someone to pause. Use when you want someone to pause before acting, speaking, or rushing into something. Example: hold your horses. Don't submit the application yet. Let me quickly double-check everything one last time. In hot water. This means to be in trouble or difficulty, facing criticism or punishment for something you've done wrong. Use when someone is facing negative consequences or disciplinary action. Example: he was really in hot water with his parents after he secretly took their car for a joyride. Keep your fingers crossed. This means to hope for a good result or a positive outcome in a situation where the results are uncertain. Use when wishing good luck for yourself or someone else. Example: I have a big job interview tomorrow for my dream role. Please keep your fingers crossed for me. Live and learn. This means you gain wisdom or understanding through experience, often after making mistakes. It implies a recognition of a lesson learned. Use when reflecting on a past mistake or experience that has taught you something valuable. Example: I accidentally mixed up the ingredients and ruined the cake. Oh well, live and learn, I guess. I'll get it right next time. On cloud 9. This means extremely happy, ecstatic, or in a state of pure bliss. Use when describing great joy, happiness, or excitement. Example: she was on cloud 9 after hearing the good news that she got accepted into her top university. Pass the buck. This means to make someone else responsible for something, especially a difficult task or problem, rather than dealing with it yourself. It implies avoiding responsibility. Use when someone avoids being responsible for a task or a mistake. Example: don't try to pass the buck to me. You were responsible for this part of the project, so you need to fix it. Run of the mill. This means ordinary, average, common, or not special or exciting in any way. Use when describing something that is unremarkable, typical, or lacks unique qualities. Example: it was just a run-of-the-mill action movie. Nothing special or groundbreaking, but it was okay. Quick on the draw. This means very fast to react, respond, or understand something. It implies agility of thought or action. Used to praise someone's fast thinking, quick reflexes, or rapid problem solving abilities. Example: he's really quick on the draw when it comes to solving technical issues. He finds solutions almost instantly. See the writing on the wall. This means to understand that something bad or undesirable is going to happen, usually based on clear signs or indications. Use when predicting a negative outcome based on clear warning signs or trends. Example: they started seeing the writing on the wall when their company's sales began to drop sharply and competitors were gaining ground. Take a rain check. This means to politely decline an invitation or an offer for the current time with the implicit understanding or suggestion that it will be accepted at a later, more convenient time. Use when you cannot accept an invitation right away but genuinely want to do it later. Example: I'm so sorry, but I'm really busy tonight. Can I take a rain check on dinner and catch up next week instead? Under your nose. This means something is happening or located right in front of you in plain sight, but you somehow fail to notice or recognize it. Use when pointing out something obvious that someone has missed, or when something is discovered unexpectedly despite being very close. Example: you were searching everywhere for your reading glasses, but they were under your nose the whole time, resting on top of your head. Voice your opinion. This means to express what you think or feel about something, to state your viewpoint openly and clearly. Use when encouraging someone to speak up, share their thoughts, or contribute to a discussion. Example: in our team meetings, everyone is welcome and encouraged to voice their opinion and share their ideas, even if they're different. With flying colors. This means with great success, very well, or with distinction, implying an easy and triumphant achievement. Use when someone does something exceptionally well, passes an exam easily, or completes a task with outstanding results. Example: she studied incredibly hard for her final exams and passed them all with flying colors, earning top marks in every subject. And there you have it. We've journeyed through 150 incredibly useful English phrases that native speakers use every single day. My biggest hope is that this deep dive has sparked a new level of confidence in your English journey, making you feel more natural, more authentic, and truly ready to express yourself. Remember, language learning isn't just about memorizing. It's about living these phrases. So don't just listen. Start using them in your daily conversations, try them out with friends, and watch how smoothly your English flows. The more you speak, the more these phrases will become second nature, like a comfortable old friend. If this video has helped you feel even a little bit more confident, please show your support by giving it a big thumbs up. Leave a comment below and let me know which phrase was your favorite or one you'll start using right away. And of course, for more practical, real-world English lessons every week, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an English moment.